share for you today, but first I have a question for you. How many of you actually scrapbook your pets? I'm betting it's a lot of us out there. So some of you that follow me on social media saw that I was at a crop and I was working on a Suki album. So I thought that I would share this with you today and tell you a little bit about it and show you some little tricks and things that I used to fill this Graphic 45 red mixed media album. And then I'm going to share like 3 more mixed media albums that I've made in the past with different collections, just so you can see how great these little albums are. I think they're wonderful, especially since I don't scrapbook 12 by 12, double page layouts anymore like we all used to do. Now I have less time, so I just use smaller albums and a little quicker methods. So I'm going to share that with you today. Okay, real quick, let's talk about this mixed media album. This is by Graphic 45. Like I said, it's 8 1/4 by 8 3/4 by 2 inches. And currently, Graphic 45 is stocking the craft and the red. There was a black one. Not sure if that's coming back around in stock or not. But I will show you a couple that I made with black. You'll see when I show you the examples that inside there is 2 rings that are D-rings. There are several different mixed media type surfaces, a vellum, a craft, and depending on the album there might be ivory pages, there might be black pages. So I'll give you a peek at that. But my little album here of Suki is made with the red album, and I used, of course, the Raining Cats and Dogs Deluxe Collector's Edition. This was a collection back in the day, and they brought it back as a Deluxe Collector's Edition, so they packaged together the entire collection, which is 3 sheets of each paper. And then you get the sticker sheet here. As you can see, I've used some of that, and the chipboard elements all in one pack. So that was awesome to take to a crop and to bring this album and all my pictures of Suki and just go to town and get it done. So here's the cover. I used some stickers up here. Some things were die cuts, some were stickers that I had cut aparts, made little paper rosettes from the collection. Here's the chipboard, and this almost looks like Suki. She's not a collie, she's a Sheltie, and it says collie there, but it looks a lot like her, so I had to use that. A little heart medallion kind of charm here with some of the pretty paper in there and the little glass bubble. And then I used 2 different laces here, some more paper, came around to the spine and used the chipboard buttons there and some pretty ribbon just to decorate the spine. And then there's the back. So let's take a look inside. I did add a door pull here by Graphic 45, and I added some pretty ribbon from May Arts that I had in my stash. And so the whole idea of this album was, Suki's getting a little older, and even though I've done layouts with her in the past, just a few, I wanted to do a book just all Suki, all about her. So I'm going to talk about these little flip-flaps here in the front and why I put them here, but I'll just give you a quick peek. Just some of my favorite shots of my baby girl. And then some journaling on this last one. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but you can see that I lined the inside of the album and the inner spine with paper. And back here, way in the back, I also have paper here, and I built a little dimensional pocket to put this in there, and I'll show you that when we get to it at the end. So let's start at the beginning here. Okay, I'm not gonna, try not to take too long to show you every single page, but just to give you an idea, like if you've never thought about scrapbooking your pet and you think, gosh, how many pictures of my dog can I put in here, or what else would go in here? So here's just a few suggestions. Like I actually kept the clipping of when it was advertised that there were Sheltie puppies available, and I'm pointing to it right there. I have it circled in the little newspaper article. I just threw it into a little notebook when we were first looking for a dog and doing some research. And this was like the little info section out of a pamphlet that the breeder gave us. So, and by the way, this is not something that comes with the mixed media album. This is a clear page protector, and it's probably from the craft store. And there are different ones you'll see that have different configurations, but this is just one whole page, and I slid stuff down in it. Now, I think these ones with the whole page, the holes do not line up with the Graphic 45 album. So my solution to that was very easily covered the spine area of the page protector with paper on both sides, the pretty paper that matches the collection, and then I just repunched the holes where they needed to be. So there might have been 3 holes in this thing, but I only put 2. So you can definitely adapt if you can't find the perfect configuration of holes for this album. You can adapt for that. So there she is as a puppy. Look at how cute she was. She's so tiny. Look at her little sweet face. Sorry about the glare here. Okay, and then here's one of those vellum pages. And I like to use those when I have like a photo that's exposed over here. So I've got this little fold out with some journaling here and cute little pictures of Suki when she was in her little crate. Because this has no page protector on it and it's just in this pocket, that's why I felt like it was a good idea to just put the little vellum sheet there. And you can do all kinds of stuff to this. I'll show you in the other albums. But what I did do, because I have learned with these albums that if you fill them rather full like mine is, the vellum pages want to tear if they're handled a lot when you keep turning the pages. So I did my little circle, the little hole reinforcer punch from We Are Memory Keepers from some of that black and white polka dotted paper, and that just kind of helps reinforce that. And you could do that on every page, but it seemed as though the vellum pages were a little bit more delicate. So I showed you that. This is one of the tabbed pocket pages that comes in the album. It's all red. I've covered it with paper and accent strip here, and actually even covered the tab with this pretty floral paper. Okay, this other side is same. It's the back of the tab page, so it has a pocket as well. And there's just, just a cardstock mat and some paper, and I think this is from the sticker sheet. Just a cute picture of Suki and me when I had short hair. So that goes in there. Did a little bit of stamping on a little tag here. It says, "A best friend leaves a paw print on your heart." Isn't that cute? All right, and then we've got some of these are cut aparts just as little accents from the collection that you just slide in. Now you can see this is one of those page protectors that has 2 3x4s and a 4x6. So I believe these holes were properly positioned for the album, so I didn't have to do anything to them, but I still covered them with paper just for uniformity. But I have little chipboard tags and cute little things, just cute little pictures of her little face. D is for dog. That's a sticker from the collection. Pictures with Grandpa. And our tradition in our little family of the 3 of us is always to take a picture piled on the couch with Suki on Christmas morning. No makeup, no hair, still in our pajamas, but so there's several years that pass through this album of us sitting on the couch on Christmas morning. There she is. So you get the idea. I did do little cardstock photo mats around all my photos just to kind of keep them grounded. This is a cut apart from the paper. And then another vellum sheet. And this one, I took all the little pictures of her as a sleepy girl. And so I made sort of a little waterfall out of just cardstock and some of the cut aparts. A lot of these are her being kind of lazy, kind of sleepy. Her little paws when she was sleeping. And then some journaling. And I'm talking about, where she likes to nap, and it has to be right near us, and her favorite place to nap and stuff like that. So that's just in this pocket here. And again, the vellum kind of protects that exposed photo on the front there. In the back side, another big photo mat out of cardstock. There's Paul and Suki, and this one is on a brad, like a swinging point. So then there's a picture of Suki and I back there. And there's nothing on the backs of these, but there could be. You could put stuff there. Okay, and another vellum page. And now we're to a page protector that has two 4x6s. So those are easy. Just pop your pictures in there. I do use some of the pattern paper as photo mats around the outside edge. And then this one goes back to the 3 little journaling cards from the, that's from the ephemera cards, I believe. Okay. And then sometimes I put in pictures of other people's dogs. There's my sister's dogs that she used to have. And there's another Christmas picture of us, the family, on the couch. And then another pocket page. And this time, because there's no vellum here, you see I have these in a page protector. And these are these flip-flap things I'm going to tell you about. But just some cute pictures. There's my dad and the dog they used to have. So this kind of commemorates a lot of the pets in our family. This one is just a big pretty photo mat, and the journaling's on the back side with stickers and accents. Here's another Christmas morning picture. And then we have my sister-in-law, my niece, and their dogs, which are brothers. And then the dreaded bath time photos. Suki doesn't love it. Once you get her in the tub, she's okay, but she really doesn't like the idea of it. Like if you say take a bath, she tries to take off and go hide somewhere. But she's a love. She's always near me. This is a great shot of her, and this is usually where she's at every day, is tucked right behind me over here in the craft room under the window, just kind of between the mess. She's in the corner. And then her little buddy Rocco, which is my parents' current dog, he comes to visit quite a lot. We watch him. And as you can see, this page protector has 4 3x4 holes. Okay, and then I got to the end here, and I think I showed you this earlier with the pocket. And this one is sort of like a waterfall, but they don't stagger. So it's just like a 4x6 element. And there's just some cut aparts on the top part and pictures of Suki in these little flip flaps. So I'm curious if you guys have as many pictures of your pet, or maybe you have more, and you probably have more than one pet. So I'm thinking everybody takes photos of their pets, right? Okay, so real quick, I will tell you about these flip flaps in the front. Okay, I used to be, long ago, a close to my heart consultant, and that's when I first learned about flip flaps. And these are wonderful adhesive strips, like single photo protectors. So this thing peels, you put your photo in there and you peel and stick it down. And one of these packs comes with the tall version. How many? Probably 6 of each orientation. So the wide version and the tall version, they're mixed in that particular pack, but they have all different sizes, and I've done a whole video on just flip flaps before. So I've created a little waterfall out of those flip flaps here, and I showed you in the beginning, so you have an idea, but these are just peeled and stuck down and then staggered. And they're all protected with a page protector. So, you know, they're awesome. They're covered. So I love that. All right, let me show you some of these other mixed media albums just very quickly that I have made. And I guarantee you're going to want to go and buy one of these mixed media albums if you don't have one already. Okay, here is the black one. I did a YouTube video on this one as well. This one is my Home Sweet Home recipe book that I made. I went through the whole process of how I put it together and everything, and all kinds of tips. It's actually coated with Mod Podge and everything, so I can use this in the kitchen. But a really quick look, and you can see that in this particular album, the page tabs, tabbed pages, yeah, they are black. And there's ivory in here too. But just to give you a really quick spin through, if you haven't seen this one already, there is the vellum created into a little frosty pocket, folded around. That one sheet of vellum is folded around, and I put paper around the border, but that's a vellum pocket, which is really kind of fun. And then the craft page. Incidentally, I didn't mention, but the album does come with these black adhesive photo corners as well, so you can do stuff like this. This Home Sweet Home collection from Graphic 45. I hope we see that one again, because that's one of my favorites. Had these cut aparts in there so you could do recipe cards. So I did that. But anyway, you get the idea. Just real quick. Got some fun little interactive stuff going on here. Okay. Just spin through this super fast because I want to show you the other two. And then I kind of stopped after that and just threw in a bunch of those 4x6 page protectors for more recipes. And then you can see here's the rest of the pages back here. So I need to kind of organize my recipes and get something in there because this is just sitting on a shelf looking pretty and it needs to be functional. Okay, here is a craft one. This one's blank on the back, but I actually used this as an annual like scrapbook one year, 2015. And I used, I believe this is Time to Flourish paper collection from Graphic 45. This was also probably on my blog at some point. But oh, you can see this one is stuffed full, and that's where, you know, that's where I had to build stuff on this side for the Raining Cats and Dogs one because it was getting really full like this. So you can do that, you know, less pages here because the D-ring is a little bit small. You can add stuff over here to help get all those photos in there. But you can see that I did all kinds of stuff here. Journaling for the 3-month period, and then I actually included a little calendar. And then just a few pictures from that particular month, little highlights throughout the year. And then again, use the pockets and put in some flip flaps, just like before. And again, every month has a monthly calendar and then 2 or 3 significant photos, and I use the chipboard and the cut aparts and everything from the collection. So just a quick little spin through. This was a fun one, very fun one. So all the pockets have a little extra something going on in there, and extra photos go in pockets that I just wanted to make sure I included. This was a wonderful calendar collection of paper. Loved it. I apologize if you're getting glare. Wonderful, wonderful memories. I'm so glad I took the time to do this back in the day. It seemed like a lot of work at the time, but I'm always glad and thankful that I put forth the effort because, you know, it's just like scrapbooking anything. You don't want to just let things sit in your phone or sit on your computer hard drive and not be enjoyed by anybody. So there's plenty of pretty papers out there, and there's these wonderful albums. And look at, I didn't even finish yet. There's September. Well, my goodness, I guess I need to go back and catch up because look at, it's all blank. That's the last time I looked in this album, so you can tell. Okay, the last one I want to show you is another black album. And I used Nature's Sketchbook for this one. One of my all-time favorite collections. There's so many favorites, but this was intended to be a 2017 album. And I used some metal on the spine here and the chipboard bees. Oh, I love bees. And a big old butterfly on the front and the doorknob. But this was a class that I taught, and it was sort of like a planner, calendar kind of binder. So haven't done anything with it yet, but I certainly will when the time comes for me. See, you got to use those reinforcers sometimes. This particular album was handled quite a lot, so I'm gonna have to go in there and reinforce those holes. But yeah, you get the idea. Lots and lots of possibilities with these wonderful mixed media albums. I've worked in some policy envelopes and some photo mats and side loading pages here. This was a fun one. The chipboard. And the ephemera cards are hinged in there and worked into some of these places. Just so pretty. More tuck spots. So I have used these albums like crazy. I love them. They're just the perfect size, and I can just see when I finally get them all finished how nice they're going to look on a shelf together in the different colors with the different paper collections. So anyway, that's it for me today. I just wanted to share my little pet book and see if you guys do the same kind of thing if you scrapbook your pets. I'm really curious to know. So thanks for checking in with me today, watching my little video about mixed media albums from Graphic 45, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.